Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Ian and Ian. So we're just so delighted. I'm so happy that we have able to come back another week for another excited program. And I just want to know that just be ready and prepared. Get your coffee, your tea, your water, because we're going to have a real talk conversation tonight about immigration. We know that there has been a lot of changes and there's some new policies that, we're going to talk about this afternoon. So, the goal of the platform is to educate and motivate someone, that might be watching the program live, or they might be going to watch the program tomorrow or next week. So we just want to put this out there that, all the viewers over on Facebook, YouTube, we'll be posting some videos on IG afterwards, and, the podcast and all the major platforms. You just want to stay tuned because we're going to have a very excited episode today. And you're probably asking how this is related to track and field. You're gonna hear about the sports visa lawyer. That's the only one you'll see, and that's the only name. If you see that anywhere, it's gonna bring you right back to our special guest. That's in studio with us live today. So before we get into the real talk conversation, I'm gonna hand it over to the health and wellness specialist, Mr. Ian Thomas.
Yes, good afternoon again to all our viewers who have managed to tune in with us over the past couple of months. Despite the pandemic that we've been going through, we can say our viewers, they are loyal. They've been here each and every week. And you guys have been inviting friends and family also to come on as we try to basically educate, motivate, inspire you guys and others, in just sharing with you guys people who have made it through life, been through the journey, but they're able to come here and share their journey and some of their testimony, which, have basically been a great inspiration to all of us. We have learned so much on this platform over the couple of months. And this afternoon, we expect no different as we are joined live with, we'll say, Ian, the visa lawyer, Ksenia. And she's going to tell us all about, you as a sports athlete, coming in, just needing a green card, a visa, she's going to lay it all out here tonight for us, in terms of the whole process. So we are just happy to have Ksenia on the platform. Ksenia, we just want to welcome you to Real Talk with Ian and Ian. And, we're going to give you a lot of the platform to just really inspire, motivate, plus educate people on obtaining a visa through, their given talent. So welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. You guys are absolutely inspirational. I share your vision as far as motivating and educating. I think it's so important to take the information that we've been blessed to know and to share it with other people in a way that is helpful. It's been my life's work. It's something that I do professionally, and it's a tremendous honor to be here. Thank you.
All right, guys, you heard it. You're going to see it now. We just want to welcome some of the early viewers that's on the program. We already start receiving questions about, I think we were talking about in the names early on, and it's so ironic that the first question that, before we get into the program, I'm just going to answer this question here real quick. I'm going to put it on the screen. And this is Mr. David Payne. He has been on this program before, and he's, in my eyes, is one of the greatest story ever heard in track and field. A man that fly across the continent in about 15 hours and get off the plane and win a silver medal for Team USA. So, we got to ask him about his name. His first name, he's the Clutch Pain. So he's asking now. He's curious about your name to figure out what does that mean to us over here in America. So if you'll be kind enough to share a little reason behind your beautiful name.
Okay, well, thank you. As it turns out, we just were chatting before the program with Ian, and it turns out that his daughter and I share a name, except for she has the Greek spelling of my name, which is Xenia. And the reason my name is spelled with a KS is because I'm Russian, and our alphabet does not have an X. It has a K and an S. So we make the X sound with a combination of the K and the S at the beginning of a word. And the reason why there is this name in Russia, even though it's a Greek name, is because Greeks were actually the ones who brought Christianity to Russia. So our saint names are very typically Greek names. So my name came into the Russian language from Greece. And my understanding is that the meaning of the name is wanderer or stranger.
All right, guys. We're going to write that down. I'm taking notes because this is a beautiful name, and we're so happy to start the program off with such a kind gesture for the meaning of your name. So, guys, as usual, we like to go back a little bit just to give you a brief history of our featured guest. We know that she is an immigration lawyer, but we just want to get a little background of her leading up to how she got into her career, and about her history of what school did she go to, and just the whole inspiration to see how she really find this passion, especially for track and field athletes, that many people might know that over the years there's a lot of international students that arrive in the U.S. to go to college and to study, and a lot of the athletes, you find that when they come to this nice country, it's always a privilege if you could stay and train after your education. So for the viewers, you're gonna hear the process. All the viewers that's going to college or might be thinking about going professional one day, and you want to know how to do things the right way, and the right process, so long term you will be safe and sound. So the first question that we're going to go, just tell us a little bit about your background in terms of what university did you attend, and for how long, and really a little bit about your studies.
Sure. So to go way back, I'm an alum of the University of Tennessee. Go Vols, for anybody out there that's watching. I'm still a diehard Bleed Orange Vols fan. I graduated in 2004. So some of you old heads might know that Justin Gatlin is also class of 2004. He was a good friend of mine, as was Dee Dee Trotter. So we all shared, classes, and Justin and I lived in the same dorm, became really good friends, and I started following track because of them. So I would go to track meets at the Stokely Athletic Center. I think they actually tore that down. The track there at Tennessee, which has been recently renovated. So at that point, I just had an interest in the sport because my friends were running. Later on, I went to law school. I went to law school at Berkeley, and my first year at Berkeley, Justin was actually at his first Olympics. So as I was in my first week of law school, I was watching him in Athens, and obviously it was very inspirational to see my friend win the gold, even though nobody was even talking about him. He wasn't even in the conversation. But, obviously as he progressed in his pro career, I would follow him. A lot of times I'd watch on TV, but I actually made it a point to start going to track meets around the world even. I was in Moscow in 2013. I was in London in 2017. I just went to Doha. So at some point, when I graduated law school, my first job was actually not in immigration. I was a corporate lawyer. I worked in London. I did corporate finance, and I was bored out of my mind because, to the issue of, motivating and inspiring and really being true to yourself, I didn't feel like I was being true to myself because I was making a lot of money. I was very stressed, but I really didn't feel like I was using my law degree in the way that I anticipated I would use it. I wasn't really feeling like I was helping people. You know, I was doing these massive financial transactions, and you know, the net effect of that on humanity was probably like zero. So I wanted to go back and do immigration law. I had done a little bit of immigration law when I was in law school. I did an internship. I was introduced to it. I really enjoyed it. And so when I left corporate finance after 3 years, I got my first immigration law job. I took a 5-time pay cut to do immigration. This is how important it was to me. I took a 5-time pay cut from my first job in immigration, and I worked for a really famous immigration attorney down in South Florida. This guy's kind of widely considered to be the #1 immigration lawyer in the country. His name's Ira Kurzban. Worked under him for a year, got some amazing training, and